This is RavenKast, episode 11, January 11th, 2013.
Everybody online, looking good.
Podcast on the Guild Wars 2 experiences, opinions, and observations by the guild members of Ravenkin. This is RavenKast.
Well, let's start the insanity.
We have clearance, Clarence. Roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Hello?
Great heavens! What kind of radio show is this?
But you know it's RavenKast time.
It is RavenKast time. And on the show today we have Jabberant.
Hey there.
Slurms.
Where?
Voonter.
Hi there.
And I'm Zelly.
Let's fold up shop.
It's not going to get better than that. We should just let it go. But we're not going to. Let's see, Ab, what you drinking tonight?
Coors Light.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
And what you been doing this week?
Playing my mental. Everyone calls it Ellie. I'm gonna go mental. Still doing that. Yeah.
Mental.
Yeah, I don't like calling it Ellie.
Oh. Yeah.
I just don't like it.
For a second there, I thought you were playing Dark Age and you're back playing a Mentalist.
Oh, no. That was pretty cool, though.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, we could talk about DAOC all day. So let's do that.
Sadly, I've never played that game. Sorry to poop on everybody's parade there.
We should start a DAOC podcast because we're half there already.
No, but what I have been doing with my mental is I'm in the 70s now. I'm getting there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You're doing it. You're doing it.
Yeah. I respect my guy. I'm liking it a lot more. Here's a really weird thing that was really annoying me, and it probably affects no one besides me. But I was going really high in air spec, and because I like some of the abilities of swiftness and different things, but I got this one ability that I couldn't change, that whenever I attuned to air, it would do a lightning attack on whoever I had targeted, which led to some awkward moments when I didn't mean to pull something or different things.
Oh, yeah.
So I decided to switch from that, and I'm liking my build right now.
So what is the build now?
All points of water for healing, maxed out arcane, and then I'm guessing still deciding what my third one's going to be. So those two, and then I have a bunch of points saved up for what I'm going to mess with next. Still having a lot of fun. I'm PvEing and doing some dub v dub, but I'm hoping to get 80 before next week.
Well, have you put any consideration into crafting?
I heard about what you did. So
Yeah.
maybe.
You can get like 60 levels for like maybe 8 gold.
Yeah.
For a gold?
No, 60.
8.
You could get 60 levels for 8 gold.
8 gold, okay.
Roughly, yeah.
So if you win that raffle that we're going to talk about later on.
I'm hoping I'll be 80 by next week. I'm hoping I'm 80 by next week regardless of what I play.
You'll be 80,
Right.
no problem.
We'll get you
If you're in
there.
your 70s, it's...
I'm feeling good then, guys.
Woo!
We got you.
So, Slurm, speaking of people on the verge of 70 and 80, like you were
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah,
Okay.
last week.
Oh, wait, first, what's your beverage?
It is not only Di Serono on the rocks. It is Di Serono on the rocks that I got as a Christmas gift. So it's special.
Because it's free.
Who got you that for Christmas?
My in-laws.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're going to
They
need
just look at you
this.
and go, when they give it to you, they just say, God damn,
Your kids have spent the night over here. Here, you need this.
you married our daughter.
Yeah, pretty much. She doesn't listen to the podcast, so it's okay. But last week on the podcast, I was just hitting 70, right?
No, you were 76.
No, I wasn't 76 because I think after the podcast, I was 74.
I thought you were like 76.
Anyways, I was just into the 70s because I had started crafting right before the podcast. I had gained 4 levels right before the podcast. And then I got online, and with your help, not you, the listener, but Zelly.
You're welcome.
Yay, she handed me off some mats, and I got to 80 relatively quickly.
With that lovely cooking guide.
Yeah, I had to switch because I was doing artifice, and that I hit a wall real bad. One of the essences, I can't remember which one it was, the price on it was astronomical at the time, so I hit an absolute wall. I did not have the money to do it, so I switched to cooking. And then you sent me a bunch of mats, and then boom, I'm 80. And I've been having a fantastic week in the game. I wish I would have kind of pushed myself into 80 a little bit sooner, because now I just feel like I'm opened up to more things.
There's so much stuff I want to do, right?
I know. I was just the next day, I'm like, oh God, I want to do this now. I want to do this now. I want to get this stuff, and I want to farm for this.
I got to
and
get
I'm
my
sure
gear
that's going to get old
spec it
real
out.
fast. But yeah.
No, so far for me, no. I'm still lost with all the stuff I gotta get done.
True. I mean, there's like one item specifically that I'm going for right now. I want to get the Endless Quiver because even though I think it's dumb that the Rangers don't have quivers anyways, at least for like a back slot that, I mean, I think there should be some earlier in the game anyways, but since there is one now because of the fractals, I want to start running fractals so I can get the one item that I need to then farm all the other stuff and get the Endless Quiver. So that's my current goal. In between there, I've been doing a lot of stuff with the guild. Like I did the WVW night last night, and Sunday. So good stuff. Been having a lot of fun.
You had another thing happen to you this week. For those who don't know, you are the author of the Order. It's a blog that is basically like an old-timey newspaper from the perspective of the in-game
residents.
Characters. Yeah, from the in-game residents. And and someone very interesting tweeted about that this week.
Yeah. Well, I guess like kind of first things first, if you are listening to this now as a new listener, welcome, because you may have been directed here from the blog, so I hope you enjoy it. But I posted on Reddit. I'm always very leery of posting anything on Reddit.
I don't like doing self-promo stuff on Reddit. Like,
No.
It freaks me out. Yeah.
This is the first time I ever have. I mean, I had been blogging and stuff before, but I never linked to any of my stuff. I'm more of a commenter. I'm a lurker in Reddit, so I don't link anything. I mean, my link current is super low.
No, you're never going to front page, bitch.
No, I don't intend to. It's not a huge concern for me, but
We can't all front page, you know.
oh yeah, shut up. I know you did. Just because you have a dog that is the size of a bear. But anyways, I don't know, getting kind of happy with what I was doing with the Orator site, and I was getting enough followers on Tumblr. I was like, well, maybe other people would actually like this, so I put it on the Guild Wars 2 subreddit and on Reddit, and it kind of blew up. It went to number 1 within a couple hours, and I wasn't really tracking my hits or anything. I don't get any money from the site, so I didn't really have any purpose in tracking the hits. But a lot of people started responding to it, and like the one thing that I took away from it that made me very happy was there was no negative comments. Like usually, even on a pretty positive link to anything that someone does, there's somebody that makes a negative comment. There's like no negative comments. Everybody's very pleased with it. But then you found that somebody, probably from that Reddit thread that saw it there, went on Twitter and tweeted to the Guild Wars 2 Twitter account and said, hey, you should check this out. And they were like, yeah, we've seen it. It's pretty good stuff. And I was like, oh my God, that's freaking awesome. So I had a good day.
You're such a nerd.
Good job.
No, that's cool. It's very cool.
We got to keep your head small.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Someone's got to keep you down. Good God. So this week we have a guest host, Wunter. Wunter, say hello.
Hello, everyone. My name is Winter.
He is an officer in Ravenkin, our guild that we're doing the podcast for. And you're an officer and you are head of PvE.
PvE and dungeons, mainly dungeons.
Gotcha. And fractals and stuff like that are counted in there.
Yeah, and fractals are counted in there. Fractals are considered dungeons, so...
Yeah.
You know what's funny is before she said Wunter,
Yeah?
I almost totally forgot that it was pronounced Wunter because of the mumble. The mumble chick, whenever you enter the room, she always pronounces it Wunterslausch.
Yeah.
Well, she might say something a bit more seedy lately because someone discovered that you can alter pronunciations, and so now when certain people log in, it may say things like douchebag has joined the channel. I'm not
That's
sure
awesome.
if they... No, I don't know if they fixed it or not. I didn't do it.
Beef curtains has entered.
There was one guy like Poop Wizard or something, and
I may or may have not been involved.
I'm not naming any names.
Car Ramrod has entered.
So, Wunter, as you know, or you may not know, I don't think I warned you, you have to have a beverage for the show. Do you have one?
I do have a beverage. I'm drinking plantation rum with some caffeine-free Coke.
That sounds like rum to me.
Well done.
That checks out.
Yeah, that's rum.
He's
Only
probably just
rum does
putting his
that.
thumb in his mouth.
He's got like a bottle of Faygo. He's just sticking his thumb in the top, just popping it out. And let's see. How was your week? What'd you do?
My week was good. I leveled up my third alt to 80 this week, a LE. I did some theory crafting on some builds. I ended up deciding on a staff support LE cantrip build. You know, it's funny. Everybody on Reddit and are all like, "Oh, the cantrips, they got nerfed." Oh my god! I actually disagree. I actually think, even though they nerfed it, I actually think it works just fine still. Originally I didn't care for the elementalists back in the beta events, but I gave it another shot, and I think it was because I didn't have a good grasp on the game at the time. And now that I have a good grasp on the game and the game mechanics, and switching in and out of the attunements constantly, it's fun.
Yeah. One of the things that I wish they would do, and I know why they don't let you quick weapon swap, but couldn't they let you set up some templates to change out of combat? Just to make it a little bit easier.
Yeah. My original, as you could say, opinion was I would rather them have weapon swap, and instead of giving you 4 attunements, you spec into 2 attunements. I would rather just spec into 2 attunements. That's it. Those are your 2 attunements. Than having to go in and out of all the attunements. That's the only thing I don't like about the class.
Yeah.
It's nice because you have a lot of versatility, but
Yeah, you got a lot of options.
yeah, but I only find myself in 2 attunements usually at any one time anyway, so the other attunements are kind of just there for fun, I guess you could say.
Yeah, just variety.
I never use air. The only time I ever use air attunement, since I'm a staff support, is if I'm running.
Yeah. Well, that was
So
my
it's
main reason going air was, and I primarily run staff in WW, and I just wanted the movement abilities being out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always use staff when I'm out there. Have you done WW with it?
A little bit of WW. Normally when I do WW, I take my warrior and my mesmer, but I'm still kind of learning the elementalists in WW. I took it out once and I got face rolled, so.
Oh, okay.
But it'd be a learning experience for the LE, I think. I think they can be quite strong. I don't think my build is designed for WW yet, though.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done any research on what is the appropriate spec for out there, but I've had a lot of fun with my mental out there.
Yeah, I generally like to research builds, but I don't like to use people's build. I'll look at their build. I'm like, okay, and then I like to kind of tweak it for myself, because
Right.
I always find if you're using somebody else's build, you're not going to play it the way that specific person played it. So I generally like to tweak my own builds.
That's kind of the reason I've gone out of my way in this game to not research, and it might help me. It might benefit me to kind of do that and tweak it, but I've always researched builds in every other MMO, and I've gone on my way not to do it here. And
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm missing. I like that class's abilities.
What I do is for my Mesmer, I completely copied someone's build who was playing a way that I thought I wanted to play. And then I just there's a couple things, though, that I've switched just because I know that I want, this skill rather than that one, because I find it more useful more often than the one that person had. But it's just because when I run WW, like that person was running it in a trio, whereas I'm running it with a group, so I have different needs. But I agree. The tweaking is awesome.
Yeah, it's always good to tweak.
Since you understand the combat so well now, how do you attack?
I've tried.
I use my finger.
I've tried yelling at the screen.
I spit at the screen.
I've tried peeing on it.
Taking your pants off?
I threw salsa on my keyboard once. It helped a lot.
Okay. Muy caliente.
And then you got some for your chips. Yeah,
It was tasty.
your finishing move is eating chips.
Salsa chips.
You put after you have the salsa on the keyboard, put the chips in.
This is the genius part. The salsa gets all on your fingers, and then you just pick the chips out of the bag. All done. Don't have to dip.
Oh, I was putting the chips in my mouth and then slamming my face down on the keyboard.
No, that got nerfed.
So I think attacking's all about balance. So I like to hold a bottle of rum in one hand, and then I unzip my pants with the other hand, and then that's how I attack.
That's a lot of balance.
Quick weapon swap.
Good for you. Weapon swap.
My offhand, if you know what I mean.
So Slurms kind of had this ANET experience this week, and you kind of had an ANET experience this week.
Oh, God.
The map completion night. You were in the Mumble chat as well, but you weren't doing map completion. You were in Lion's Arch.
So here's the scene. I want to get screenshots. I take a lot of screenshots, and I was in Lion's Arch. I'm like, I'm going to take a screenshot of this waterfall, me standing in front of the waterfall. It was going to be a nice setup. So I turn my interface off, and all of a sudden I see this little ANET icon go past my screen. I'm like, oh, sweet. Take the screenshot, bring up my interface, and I just start following him around. Just 10, 20 minutes goes by. He sends me a whisper saying, can you stop following me? I'm an ANET employee. I'm like, okay. So then a bunch of people in Mumble from our guild,
who shall remain nameless. It wasn't any of us.
Yeah. Advised me to say a few things, and I'm a little bit gray. I'm still a little bit gray because I may or may have not been under the consumption of alcohol at the time, so I may have been persuaded. But basically, we were bantering back and forth, and basically the ANET employee basically said, "So I can't ban you because your account is flagged with NCSoft."
Okay, so hold on. First, now, so you annoyed him to the point where he was attempting to ban you.
Yes.
Okay, this is brilliant. And because just so you know, I would never have done the things that were being suggested, maybe by me or maybe not by me, but definitely by people in the Mumble at the time. Were those friends that your mother told you, were the ones yelling, jump off the bridge, jump off the bridge.
Water's soft.
Yeah, and Boonter's like, okay.
Water is soft and you are strong.
So
Brilliant, I say, Watson. Brilliant.
So then he attempted to ban you, and he could not do so?
So the other story is way back when I had an issue. I won't say what the issue was. I won't get into details. But basically, there was an issue. I filed a report. Nothing was getting done. And I created a ticket with NCSoft instead of ArenaNet. And NCSoft was like, yeah, that is very stupid and we'll help you out. And basically NCSoft flagged my account, and NCSoft was monitoring my account because ArenaNet kept trying to ban me over and over again for the course of a month. And so basically NCSoft would be like, yeah, you're unbanned now, you can play the game again. It just happened like every day for like the weeks.
And the thing that you were getting banned for wasn't like a real bannable offense because they would continue to unban you, right?
Oh, yeah. It was basically,
you weren't doing anything wrong. It was just a mistake.
I wasn't doing anything wrong. Basically, that's why I filled out a report at NCSoft. And NCSoft was like, yeah, that's wrong. This isn't a bannable offense. We want to help you out. So they flagged my account that way. So if they did try to ban me, which they did multiple times, they could unban me. And apparently, I'm still flagged. So
I would just love. He's probably like, why is this guy unbannable? He's like the president of NCSoft.
Oh God.
He's probably
They're
sitting
filming an episode of what's that show? Undercover Boss, something like that.
Yeah,
like he was.
You were untouchable.
Hitting that ban button so hard, he kept just like.
Yeah.
Sir?
Funny story, but I have to say, you had to be acting like a complete ass.
Yeah.
That's probably not a good thing.
Did you pull the card? Do you know who I am?
I have diplomatic immunity.
That's a good day.
So the lesson of this is don't follow around ArenaNet.
No,
the lesson
here is do whatever you want. You won't have any consequences.
No.
No,
the last interaction I had with him actually was I actually brought up somebody suggested to me that I should check my current reports that I have open and ask him if he can help me out with them, and he just logged off after that.
Yeah, he's trying to ban you, and you're like, hey, by the way, can you help me out?
Look at these tickets.
I have these other issues. I don't know what to do with.
You a cop?
Get this jag off here.
I went back back and forth on whether or not to talk about this story because it's obviously not like the. It's really not a good thing, but it's so entertaining.
Yeah, I went a little bit overboard. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, you went a little overboard, probably in multiple ways there.
Yeah.
Here's a Native employee. I'm gonna follow him till he wants to kill me.
I might have missed it. How did you know it was an ANET employee?
Because ANET employees have the little, the little ArenaNet, the ArenaNet logo?
Yeah.
ANET employees can turn that little symbol, but we have the map symbol icon.
Yeah.
There's a little icon next to their name that looks like the ArenaNet logo, and they can turn that off and on.
Oh, I have not seen that.
Yeah, I see it all the time. Usually they're not. I mean, I usually have really good interactions with them, but this one was not so good. But I kind of made it not so great.
I like how you put a little bit of the blame on you.
Yeah.
Like you both were at fault.
I gotta say, was your character naked the whole time, by any chance?
No,
Oh, okay.
Slowly
Although I
losing
was-
items of armor.
I was waving my Volcanus in his face the entire time. Though.
Oh, that would have been funny. Like, just every time he says something, you take off a piece of armor.
You ready for this thing?
So our tip for the day would be do not harass ANET employees.
Don't do any of what he did.
No. Man, you lucked out. You know that,
At any
right?
point, did you just yell in game, "I'm bulletproof"?
Oh shit!
Well, nobody asked, but I'm going to go into it anyway. I'm having a vodka gimlet this evening.
Hey, Zelly.
Yeah?
What are you drinking?
Oh, I'm having... Me? Oh, you don't want to know that.
Okay. Hey,
okay.
Oh,
Jason.
What kind of vodka?
It's just Sky.
That's boring.
I know, I'm sorry. I apologize.
I prefer Svedka.
Oh, I like Stoli, but I didn't buy Stoli today.
I prefer Svedka for cheaper vodka, but my favorite is Belvedere.
Does it have a little sweater on it?
yeah.
It does.
Is it right next to Wesley?
When you pull the top off like
Wait,
this,
today.
it has like the little Belvedere song, and the bottle dances.
Does it have a little mustache?
Yeah.
Show holds up.
Bob Euchre comes in to just ruin everything.
Is he still alive?
I don't know.
I think he
I
is.
was just about to say it.
Is he dead or alive, people? Make your bets. Savunter, is he dead or alive? Say it now. You can't look it
Bob
up.
Euchre's alive.
What is it?
Alive.
Steve?
Checks out. Bob Euchre is 77 years old right now.
Dang. You're not supposed to check until everyone chimes in.
You said. Oh,
I
you
was
said my
asking
name. I'm
I was asking
sorry.
for your answer, and I was going to give my answer, but never mind. You're supposed. All right, you don't know how to play Dead or Alive, apparently.
But unfortunately, Christopher Hewitt, the man that played Mr. Belvedere,
Yeah, he's dead.
died in 2001.
Yeah.
You're terrible at this game. You're supposed to ask people.
Shut up. Well, we're moving on.
You're the worst at Dead or Alive.
What are you drinking tonight, Zelly?
Wait, Bob, I didn't know Bob Euchre played baseball.
Yeah, that's how he got
Yeah.
famous.
He's a sports
Damn.
And
dude.
he's been a sports announcer.
Think he got by on his acting career?
All
Yes.
those beer commercials.
You know what's
Yeah, that
funny is that
voice.
I grew up in Milwaukee most of my life, and I did not know that. Wait, he was their announcer, wasn't he?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
a long time.
Man, I've been living in a cardboard box all my life.
Living in a box. Shannon's dancing.
I'm
Zelly's
dancing.
dancing right now.
To the cardboard box song in my head. 'Cause I thought you were going to sing it, but you didn't. What a letdown.
I don't even know the cardboard box song.
But living in a box. Living in a cardboard box. That's all I know. Is anyone still listening?
Hello?
Anyway, this week,
What have you been doing this week, Zelly?
I've been playing my Mesmer, and you and I struggled through the map, fumbled our way to Ore,
Yeah, we did.
checked out the situation there, got the waypoints to the dungeon. And
I like
all
how
that.
it was perfectly fine for like one or two of the zones, but then like on the last one we were like getting into fights and then just going, fuck it, run!
It was taking forever because there's dead things everywhere. So it's like,
Yeah.
you can't clear it out. It's just everything everywhere. Which
I mean, we were surviving just fine, but it's
Yeah.
like, we're not moving anywhere.
I really enjoy that type of situation though, where you're with a couple friends and you just kill. Because I am a freak for farming like that. So
You enjoy just getting hammered in the same spot over and over.
I don't mind. I don't mind.
But your first experience in Ore?
I went once with my Guardians solo, but it wasn't as fun. So it's more fun when you have friends.
Oh God, yeah. The first time I leveled my first character to 80, I did Straits, Melkor's Leap, and Curse Short all by myself, and I wanted to throw my head against the wall.
That is rough, sir.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
It's fun with the group, though. Yeah, definitely. It makes it a lot easier, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to run through that place like as a group.
Yeah, I want to just labyrinth it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Referring to the Halloween labyrinth where you just run, kill, and it just never ends. There's no point. It's just run, kill. I
want that zone back.
So. Yeah, well, we got ore. We'll do that.
Mm-hmm.
I did spend all my karma on some karma gear that's exotic because it was way better than the blue stuff I was wearing.
Yeah.
Since I'm 80, I figured I should. I'll get these until I can gear up properly. So, Yay! I have new stuff on that's kind of appropriate for me, which is neat.
That's something I need to do. I have a bunch of karma jugs that I need to swallow and then probably do the same thing because my gear is not good right now.
No, it is not, sir.
Looks kind of ugly too.
But on to Guild Wars 2. They had been saying like January and February is going to be like almost like an expansion's worth of content coming out, and now they're kind of saying, let's be a little realistic. So they're just basically saying, set expectations, accordingly. January, January release is going to be a relatively small release that sets the table for stories and features that they plan to roll out with February and March release and beyond. There's no new races, there's no new professions, no new regions. They're with the larger February and March releases. So they originally said that these were going to be like expansion, free expansion releases, in terms of content that we were getting. And now they're kind of
huge value.
Yeah, resetting expectations. It's it's not really like an expansion, but it's going to be really fun stuff. So yeah, and I have no complaints. They have been releasing stuff every month. I'm very happy still. January is
a good one to kind of take it back a little bit, especially after all the Winter's Day stuff. So
yeah, I don't really know if I want to do it. Like you were saying, you just hit 80, and I'm excited that you hit 80 because now I can go run around with you a bit and do some of the stuff I've been thinking about doing. And
right now, I've completely switched. That I was just getting more and more excited for the extra content that they were putting in, and not as excited about doing the regular game stuff. But now that I've got 80, I was like, whoa. You hold that content.
I got shit to do.
I got some stuff.
I remember them saying that, it's I remember them saying it wasn't going to be an expansion, but expansion-ish. Like the amount of stuff that you'd see in expansion they would give you. But I was never one of those people that thought there was going to be a new zone or a new class. If they're going to add if they're going to add a new racer in class, they're not going to give it to you for free. They're going to make
But I'm going to pay for that.
Yeah, but I was I was one of those people that was like, okay, they're going to give us a feature set that's going to rival the size of an expansion. But I think most companies tend to do that. They tend to, eat their words a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I always thought it was going to be more. I don't know why, but I thought it was going to be more guild support based and WW based type of content, which they could. There's a lot of content there they could have had for both of those things that would make the game better and more engaging for guilds and WW. So
I don't know if we'll see it happen in the January patch or the February patch, but one of the features in World World that I'm kind of looking forward to is they touched on a little bit was getting rid of culling.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be so freaking nice
if they can.
Well, yeah, if they can.
Well, I hope so, man, because that's a big game changer for me personally, because I will be out there so much more if I don't have to worry about that.
Well, I know, because you'll be in a zone and all of a sudden 50 people are like, whoa, where do these guys come from?
That's a major issue for me. It's we even ran into it last night when we were running around. We defended one of the supply camps, and I thought that I was attacking a good group of people, but then suddenly there was a whole group right next to me that I realized was taking me off of a ballista. It's like, oh, great. I did not know they were there, or else would have been running about a minute ago.
Server community stuff. Last week was Blackgate, Tarnished Coast, and Sanctum of Raw. Anyone know who the winner was?
probably Blackgate if I had to
They were
guess.
ahead by like 100,000 at least. Last time
Yeah,
I checked,
they
so.
have been just relentless this week.
They are tired of this mashup.
I don't know.
It just flipped today. It's Blackgate and shit. What's the other one called?
Is it not Tarnished Coast?
No, it's not Tarnished Coast. It's Blackgate.
Really?
Oh.
Oh, Stormbluff Isle.
Yep, Stormbluff Isle.
No, it's not Blackgate. It's not Blackgate.
Oh, it's not.
It is Sanctum of Rawl, Tarnished Coast, and Stormbluff Isle.
Oh, okay.
Where was Stormbluff Isle before?
So, or did we get moved down with Tarnished Coast? I'm not sure what the whole ranking is.
Or maybe they got moved down to us and Blackgate moved up.
Oh, could be.
And then they switched out with Blackgate.
Did we come in second this last week or third?
Yeah, we always come in second.
Well, no. When I logged on, it was yesterday, I think. God, it was really close between us and Tarnished Coast.
That's true. I guess we could have fell
I
behind.
mean, it was like less than 1,000. It was 100 points, maybe some difference at some point. It was really close.
But that's interesting. Have we ever played Stormbluff Isle before?
Yeah.
Okay.
A while back, yeah. Would have been like the first or second month.
We were so young.
We're so young, so foolish.
Back when we equipped our hammer pants,
This just in.
hypercolor shirts.
It's just in. According to this thread in the Guild Wars 2 forums, we are still on Tier 2. Looks like Stormbluff Isle may have got moved down.
From the top tier. Okay.
Yeah, I can't tell, though.
Well, you sound like shit. I'll tell you that.
Sorry.
Like robotic.
Have any of you guys seen Grandma's Boy?
No.
No.
The movie? Oh, never mind. I was going to say a reference, but you wouldn't get it. You guys are too old. Surprised never
Looks like
Grandma's Boy. It's a nerdy movie.
I've heard people have told
I've heard
me
of it.
that I should watch it, but I don't like listening to people.
Looks like Blackgate is now with Sea of Sorrows and Jade Quarry.
Best of luck to them.
See you next week, Blackgate.
I'm kind of glad they're gone. They scared me with their numbers.
Did they scare you? Because I had so much fun last week keeping Quentin Lake when we owned it for like 5 freaking hours.
That was fucking amazing.
Our WW lead that was online at the time, Deadman, was coordinating 5 guild groups for like multiple hours and, sending this group here, keeping this group at the
Supply camps.
at QL,
Oh, yeah.
to make, just in case, and then, sending certain groups to certain supply camps so that he would be sure that some would come back, in case one got jumped. And it was brilliant. And Blackgate started storming us a couple of times, but the one time that was just epic that I was there for, they actually got the wall down. People were hammering the hole with the ballista so that they couldn't come through, and then we poured out instead of them pouring in, and we scattered their numbers and drove them off, and we got our wall back up. It was
the amazing part to me was that, like, for most of that time that we were scavenging for resources, constantly going back to one of the other supply camps and retaking it just to get resources, just to get supply, I should say, to run it back, to try to keep the wall up as we were trying to upgrade as well. They were trebbing us from the central keep and just constantly hitting the walls on our far side. Well, like we had, like you said, we had arrow carts, we had ballistas and such set up inside the keep. We also had 2 catapults on the bridge right inside the door. Right when we started seeing them coming, and when the walls were just about down, they were like just a sliver left, me and Ack ran in just then. We both, at the exact same time, jumped on catapults and started turning them towards the wall because we figured that they were going to start to try to pour in there. Just as we got it over there and pointed at it, the walls went down. People started coming in, and like everybody fucking opened up hell on them and just kept them from coming in. Like as people were coming in, they were dying, and nobody was able to get to them to res them. So they're just like, it was like a total like 300 situation that we were not letting them in that hole.
It was awesome.
It was amazing.
We needed all of us there to defend, but we could only risk like a couple people to go run for supply, but we had to have the supply. So it was really good that we had like someone coordinating all 5 groups so that it wasn't chaos.
Yeah.
For 4 groups abandoned to go get supply. Like, he designated like, no, your group's going to get supply. You're going to this supply camp, and he made that determination. And because we were all organized and listening to like one person, that's what kept us together, I think.
Yep.
And it was awesome. And I guess I logged shortly after that, because we were able to drive them off and get the walls back up. I guess they came in again later on that night. I heard we were doing fine, and then Tarnished Coast came along, and the hope was that those 2 would crash out front, but instead they didn't touch each other. They came for the keep.
Shit.
Yeah, and that's how we lost it. But I guess that was an epic night of WW. I mean, that was probably the most fun WW night I've had in this game yet.
Oh, it was. It was one of the best nights, period, that I've had in the game. And right after I hit 80, like 2 nights before. So it's been a really good week for me.
On to guild news. Sunday, 2 o'clock, a Raw Explorable. Be there. And then later that night, we'll be doing the WW, of course. Tonight to midnight, as we speak, so it's too late as you hear it, is the raffle deadline. The raffle money goes towards buying a commander title for someone in the guild, for one of our WW leads. And that name will be drawn on Saturday. So by the time this airs, you'll probably know who won that. What our raffle is, it's a 50-50. We pay 5 silver per number, and then they randomly draw a number, and whoever gets their number drawn gets 50% of whatever was collected, and the other 50% goes towards the commander title, the guild bank for that. So you could win half of whatever people put into that, which is, I think the last time I checked with Zendetta, it was like up to 12 gold was half of it. So it's still worth the investment of at least 5 silver. For a chance at that. January Spotlight, Tempest Moon. Every month our guild picks a member to honor, and Tempest Moon, he's one of those people, if you ever need that last spot filled for a dungeon, he's always there. He's been with the guild a really long time. He's exalted within the guild. He's just shown great loyalty and helpfulness, so that is why he is our member Spotlight for this month.
Yay!
Congrats!
Yay.
Congrats, buddy!
Wednesdays, we were talking about it earlier, our map completion nights. We pick based on whoever shows up and wants to do it that night, we pick the lowest level map that actually the highest level map, but it ends up being a rather low level map because we want to include everybody.
Yep.
Like we did Gandharan Fields last week, and there was 3 parties doing it. And I gotta say, can we get raid party? I know there's no raiding. I know all the dungeons are only like 5 people dungeons, but other than PvE, the raid party really helps out for WVW and for just other types of guild coordination. It would be really helpful because we had 3 full groups and you can't see everybody, and it's really hard to follow her. And
very needed.
Yes.
Why did they opt to leave it out when every other MMO has it? Not that you want to be like every other MMO, but that's a very useful tool. So maybe that's one of the things coming. I would hope.
It's not like a mechanical thing that you're trying to copy from other MMOs. It's just like a seemingly basic thing.
Yeah.
To let people communicate with each other.
Want it, need it. Dungeon runs happening as we speak. Vunter, you usually organize that. Sorry about that, buddy. Did you get someone to take over for that for you?
Yeah, I took over.
Okay. Recruitment, just so kind of let everyone know, we're still closed for the guild. We had a big surge of interest, and so we're kind of closing things off until we get to know those new members, and once that happens, we'll probably open up again, and we will let you know when that happens, but until then, we're closed. Only exceptions are friends and family of current guild members. Those are always welcomed. So we'll keep you posted if you're interested in joining RK. We actually have an iTunes review.
Yeah.
I know.
Wait. Should I be clapping?
Yeah, it's a good
it's
one.
Good. All right.
Yeah.
Wait, I got a sound.
There you go. Cheers. Rocks My Socks 5 stars by Caleb Huff. And this is coming from a fellow GW2 podcaster. He is one of the hosts of Tyria After Dark. So that is high praise, my friends.
Cool.
Well done, fellas.
Yeah,
Good
thanks,
job.
guys.
Yeah. Tyria After Dark is a very good podcast. Totally recommend people, if you have room in your podcast, listening time, I don't know what you would call it, to add them in. Tyria After Dark's a really good Guild Wars 2 podcast. So.
Mm-hmm. And if you don't, use the bathroom at work more.
I try to use it as much as I can.
I don't know what you're talking about.
If you don't have time, then just use the bathroom at work more and listen in there.
You listen to podcasts in the bathroom at work?
No.
Not after you said it that way.
That's pathetic.
It's the only time
While
outside
eating
the
his
hospital.
sandwich and crying.
Oh no! It was slightly before my. It was slightly before my time, but I guess after talking with a few of the guys in my department, I am in a maintenance department, but talking with a few of the other guys, apparently there was a guy that used to eat his lunch in the bathroom.
Oh.
They said you would walk in and see like a coffee cup on the ground
Yeah.
with the sandwich on it. And then you would see the door was closed, and you would just see his feet there, and you'd see him reach down occasionally, pick up the sandwich, nom nom.
That is
sitting on the toilet.
Disgusting thing.
I know.
Oh my god, that's gross.
Hold on. Did you ever have carry out in there? Like you go get
Everybody said it was pretty much always like a cold meat sandwich.
I want to know more about this guy eats lunch in the bathroom.
I don't remember what his name even was. I remember him, but it was I think he was leaving right when I started working. So.
Oh god, that's gross.
That is so gross.
He if someone was in there, would he get pissed off? Like, come on, I gotta eat my lunch.
I only got an hour.
Would his legs fall asleep? And he'd get up and go to walk and just wipe out. And he's got tomato.
It's like we had one of the old maintenance managers. You're finding that hilarious.
Just looking up at someone walking in, he's got mail. He's on the ground, can't get up.
The guy comes out of the bathroom with, quote, mayo on
Right,
it.
yeah.
Sweating.
Pants around his ankles.
Wipes his brow. Oh, Jesus.
You know what had to happen where he's eating his sandwich and a piece of lettuce fell off and hit his leg. And he just picked it up. Started eating it.
What's going on in this imaginary lunch of yours?
Man, he's taking it next level.
We had to have drip mustard somewhere.
Yeah.
Pass the mustard.
He's on the toilet. This could use more mustard. Was he have mustard in his pocket?
That'd be funny.
He's got those packets.
No, he keeps it in the tank of the toilet.
Gotta keep it cool, right?
Yeah, it stays nice and cold in there.
Oh, shit.
Good night, everybody.
On that note,
Yeah, everyone who listens to podcasts at lunch, on their lunch break now, is just done. They're done eating.
Throwing that sandwich in the toilet.
Yeah. Oh, no, yeah, there's at least one person that's they disapprove.
God damn it.
What if that guy...
isn't allowed.
That's all I have.
Dude, what if that guy's listening to our podcast right now and he's like, that's me. Damn it.
Need to really examine my life.
You judging bastards. Sorry.
they're leaving the bathroom right now.
Sorry, guy, but it's gross. Or girl. Ew, right?
Ugh, fish sandwich.
Gonna take 2 more bites and get out of here.
And then I'm going to have some of this coffee.
Delicious.
Anything else, Winter? How was your show? How was it?
It was good.
You liked it? Did you have a good time?
Yeah, I did.
Didn't seem like it.
I did. So
Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
Later.
Ravenkin is a casual Guild Wars 2 guild fighting for Sanctum of Raw. The views expressed in this podcast are the personal and official views of the specific RK members in the podcast. Our views should not be misrepresented as the official views of anyone or anything else. Questions, comments, feedback, errors, etc. can be sent to info.ravenkin@gmail.com. We invite you to write a review on iTunes and visit our website at ravenkin.enjin.com.
Yeah, just leave it. Skype rigging.
It's our new intro music.
That should be the music for the opening now.
The new intro.
That's
Yeah.
the new one.
That's the new intro.
Oh God.
When it's all like mixed together, it's just going to be this.
Oh, that sounds great.